Hi, now we're gonna take a look at a tool that is called Lusha, and I was inspired to make an overview of it after Lucy has announced that they have risen like millions of euros of investments. So I decided to take a look at it. My first impression of it was like, how it is so inaccurate. So first of all, I was trying to find myself on LinkedIn, my email address, which is not an easy task because my name is Lisa and the email is Liz. So most tools don't find my email address. I would say none have found so far. And this is half bad. What really is bad, that they have taken some very random thing here, Al Mahas at Reply IT, and Reply IT is not even our domain. So this was completely incorrect. And they posed it as an actual email address. They didn't even show risky. I wonder. So here they're even able to say that Reply.io is our domain kind of thing, but here they still wrote something completely different. And yeah, this is just completely misleading. And then after that, I went to the profile of my brother here, and he works for a soft serve. It's let's say, outsourced company in Ukraine, and here, IT services, and here it's like game-based learning platform for teaching and tracking soft skills. So this is completely also inaccurate, like 100% inaccurate, and they pose it as valid information. They let me save it. So my first experience with Lusha was completely bad. It was like, come on, it's a bunch of misleading information. It's a bunch of crap. Then it got a bit better. I liked that they have an option here to vote whether an email address is correct or incorrect. After you have some experience with it. And this is actually a very good way of verifying emails by the users themselves. So if 5 people, for instance, would say that this email address is incorrect, maybe next time they wouldn't show it. So I think we could benefit from it as well. We could also implement such thing and let our users correct our data. I also really like that it grabs more information from LinkedIn. This is crucial to have as much context as possible. And here they grab the about info of the company and this interesting things, industry tags. I like that as well. And all the sorts of social media. It is all very nicely gathered and nicely presented. I think we should do that as well. We should get as much information as possible because we need to make sure that the people who use Reply or Reply extension are able to conduct as warm communication as possible. They have as much information as possible to make their emails or SMSs or whatever else outstanding, to make them as most personal as possible. What I also really liked is the ability to set up your CRM. And while using the extension, the Lusha extension, you are able to save the contacts right away to your CRM. Like right now, if we would have to use extension, you first save them to Reply, and then they got synced to, let's say, Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever else, which is also not bad. But I think it would be really cool if you could just save contacts to the CRMs from the extension itself. And the very important point of it all is the phone numbers. So what I believe we should do, first of all, in Chrome extension, is to be able to at least grab the phone number from this card here on LinkedIn. This should be able to be done. This doesn't require much databases or anything. If a person states himself or herself the phone number, we should be able to grab it as they do. But I have to say that Lusha also searches for phone numbers. So for instance, this person here did not have his phone number listed, and yet I could get a hold of it. So, but this is the next step. I believe that this is something we can do more or less right away. And the bad thing about it, there is no list search, so you can only go from profile to profile, and you absolutely cannot save people in bulk or look for their information in a more list kind of manner. Now let's see about things that users like. Yeah, well, the first thing that they give basic details about the company, like company size and just related information. Well, email address, phone number. That Lusha is simple and easy to use interface. This is very much true. I'm gonna show it to you right away. I think I have it somewhere here. Yeah. So basically, it is indeed very handy. Some people say that it's better that it's this extension. It's kind of a built-in your browser tab, so it's not popping up on the side like our current Chrome extension does. It goes with you wherever you go, and it stays kind of here. So indeed, it was very nicely done, and I like their interface. It's very all user friendly and clear, and I also like their branding. This woman here with the glasses, I think this is something that stands out. Yeah, and people say that they like that they integrates with the CRM and saves a lot of clicks per day. Users don't like the high prices, and I have seen it. Like the point about high prices is something I've seen in every single review, everyone. And also, some people had a problem with mapping. If you have found several phone numbers or several emails, you weren't able to map them to your fields and your CRMs. And then it doesn't work as well for other countries. Like here I read about China and Taiwan, but also Ukraine, as you could see. I think it's mainly based on the US and mainly aimed at the US. Well, and yes, and several complaints about inaccuracy, that it's outdated, like that if people shipped companies, the info should be removed. So things like this. And yeah, we need phone numbers desperately. So those were reviews on G2 Crowd, and this is from Kaftera. And people switched from Snowyo because they were able to find the phone numbers. So this is something that is really important, and it's something that we should indeed put our finger on. And I just decided to show you Lusha's pricing here because indeed, like everyone said, it is completely very much overpriced. And I went to see, and indeed, it is pretty expensive. Like for 300 profiles that you could unlock, you pay 200 euros per month. This is, of course, not a cheap, not the cheap pleasure, I would say. So this is it. This is what I have found about Lusha. I hope that was interesting. Thanks.